Today has been a really good day, a near perfect day because Liverpool lose the cup final. We beat Leicester 3-0. Can we play Leicester like every game? Because we played them 4 times this season and beat them every single game. It seems to be my favourite team to play at the moment. Garnacho and Hojlund score, and I said in my live show earlier today, the best thing that can happen today is we win, but Garnacho and Hojlund score, but also Bruno gets me FPL points because he's my captain. So this is just perfect for me because obviously Garnacho and Rasmus scoring is so key for confidence because when players have a goal or two in them, they're just better at taking those chances and finishing. But it was a really good performance, another good performance in a row. It would have been perfect if Ayden Heaven didn't get injured because how good was Ayden Heaven in that first half? What a performance that was for Ayden Heaven, and I'm gutted for him because it's phenomenal. He showed off Lindelof. Like the only negatives for me today was Lindelof. Like Ayden Heaven is better than Lindelof. Ericsson was pretty poor. And Delo was better when he went on the right, but the left-hand side of Delo and Ericsson was frustrating me. You know, Xerxes comes on, he shows up Ericsson and stuff. And we've been unlucky with injuries, but I look at Manchester United right now and I think they get a few players in. And we get a few players back from injury. Amorim is building something. There's something there. There's something good. And it was a deserved win versus Leicester. I felt like we didn't even get out of second gear. And I'm going to give credit to a player that I think isn't getting enough credit lately. Quickly, before I talk about anything, Matias was phenomenal today. That block he made was incredible. And the one thing that really annoyed me was the lack of protection Matias got from the referees. Even Xerxes, that horrible challenge from FaZe. I thought Leicester were nasty. I thought they were dirty. I thought they made a lot of unnecessary fouls. And I think Ligt was carrying something at the end. And we're in a bit of a situation where Euros looked really good the last 4 or 5 games. He's now injured. Ayden Heaven started to look really good. He's now injured. I really hope that Ligt isn't carrying anything. But I think Ligt for 7-8 games in a row has been good. I think he's been good all season, but I think this last 2 months he's really stepped up. And I think there was a period where a few players looked iffy, but I think now they've had more time training with Amorim and understanding the system and the positional side of the system and where Amorim expects them to be and what he expects them to do. You can see that improvement in Euro before his injury. You can see that improvement in Ligt. Ayden Heaven is just a natural to the system. Dorgu, you could see what he was missing and why he's a natural to the system. But we're seeing really, really positive signs. We're seeing Bruno Fernandes. I said it, top 10 player in the world, Bruno Fernandes, because the fact that he has got over 30 goal contributions this season while playing as a deeper midfielder for Manchester United, with 13th in the Premier League. If he was doing that at Barcelona or at Real Madrid, the perception of Bruno Fernandes would be top 10 player. Because he's doing it at Manchester United, he won't be spoken about like that. But he was ridiculous. I thought Harry Amass was incredible when he came on. I thought Toby Collyer was very tidy, and I want to give my thoughts on the match, and I want to give my thoughts on Amorim and this direction that Manchester United are going in. But again, the win is massive because I said if we can go into the international break feeling positive, because we're not going to play again for over 2 weeks, that's the best thing that we can ask for, is like going into this international break feeling positive, feeling good. That's exactly what I want to see. So let's dive into this. Garnacho and Hojlund goals were massive. Massive. I felt in the Arsenal game we did enough to win, and I thought in the Real Sociedad game we were 2-1 up for so long, but we needed that goal to make it 3-1 up, but we let that killer instinct right until the end. And I thought this is and even the first leg against Real Sociedad, this was 3 games in a row, but we were really good, we deserved to win, but we lacked that killer instinct. And I said, Garnacho and Hojlund, are having good games, but they're lacking the end product times. And Garnacho got done dirty by the linesman because he put his flag up after he did a celebration for some reason, but Garnacho and Hojlund, the goals were massive because I feel like everything's starting to click. We look better at the back. We look better in midfield. We definitely lack quality. Like Ericsson isn't good enough. Delo isn't a left wing back, and we're lacking the players. But the system is there, the shape is there, the understanding is there. We're growing, but we lacked the killers up front in the last few games. So to have Garnacho and Hojlund scoring, they're just going to look more confident and hopefully be better for that. And I think Hojlund deserved the goal for his performance in midweek. So goal for Hojlund today could have been assist, but it was offside with Garnacho, and a goal on Thursday, which is fantastic. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, what a player. What a player Bruno Fernandes is. Double assists, a goal. So thank you for the FPL points, Bruno. There is talk of rolling out that assist. Please don't. And then just running the show again. Everywhere. The fact that people labelled Bruno Fernandes the problem at this club. If you think Bruno Fernandes is the problem at this club, have a look at yourself in the mirror. Where would we be without Bruno Fernandes? Bruno Fernandes is the best player at this club, so we expect more from him. And sometimes he can be underwhelming. Sometimes he can be frustrating. Sometimes he gives the ball away. But he could be dragged down, but he's not. He's there. He's picking us up. You threw Bruno Fernandes into a Sir Alex Ferguson side, and I think he'd be seen as one of the greatest players in this club's history. But he'll always be dragged down because of who he's playing with. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Harry Amass, really good. I loved the subs from Amorim. Agate needed to come off, Casemiro on, boom. You know, Collyer came on, but then he got moved into midfield, and Harry Amass came on, a natural left footer, left wing back. Did really well when he came on, Harry Amass. I loved the subs. I loved the changes. Ericsson off, Xerxes on. He probably wanted to rest Xerxes. He didn't want to risk Mason Mount. Cheetah then comes on at the end. I really liked the changes and the decisions from Ruben Amorim. I was happy to see that. I think he knew the game was won. He was comfortable, and I think he's seen. Well, I've played Ayden Heaven a few games. He's stepped up. Toby Collyer showing me what he can do. Cheeto's putting decent cameos. Harry Amass showing me what he can do. I feel like Ruben Amorim is getting more open to bringing in the youth and realising the talent of the youth at United. I thought the ref gave zero protection. Xerxes did a horrid foul on him. Ligt had a horrid foul on him. Heaven had a horrid foul on him. Dorgu got sent off for less of a challenge than what Ndidi did today, and nobody's complaining Ndidi didn't get red. All I'm going to say is that. Yeah, I thought Ayden Heaven was unreal. I'm so gutted. The only negative is Ayden Heaven, because he was so good. He was man of the match in that first half by a mile. He's putting in a phenomenal performance. He was showing up Lindelof. I was like, this is incredible from Ayden Heaven. I was thinking like, mate, maybe he's a better player than Lewis Skelly and Wanyeri. Maybe we've got Arsenal's best talent. I was generally thinking that. So I'm hoping it's one of those where it's really painful and maybe he's back in 3-4 weeks. We've got the international break and it's all right. It did look like a season ender though, and I hope it's not. I'm hoping it's one that hurts in the moment but actually isn't that bad. Contact injury. Anyway, Delo and Ericsson left side was frustrating. That was the most frustrating thing for me. The poorest thing was first 60 minutes, Delo and Ericsson on the left-hand side. Ericsson, he almost scored a really good goal. People were saying it was a cross, but I think it was a shot. But it was frustrating how much they were giving the ball away. Delo looked better on the right-hand side. He does look knackered, to be fair. But it was poor. It was poor, Delo and Ericsson on the left-hand side. The right-hand side, Garnacho and Mazraoui were doing some really good work together playing up. And Mazraoui's not a natural wing-back. And I think in the big games, Mazraoui's a wing-back's fine because, he's got his technical ability will be more key and more important. In the smaller games, it's more frustrating. But him and Garnacho were doing well, and I felt the left side was frustrating compared to the right. And I think since Garnacho's moved to the right, I like him so much more. I think on the left, he can be a bit selfish. Lindelof wasn't convincing for me. Heaven looked better, I'm going to be honest. We're really short centre-back, but Lenny Yoro should be back after international break, which is good, because Lenny Yoro's been good lately. 70 goals and assists for Garnacho this season is very good, considering this is a poor season for Garnacho. For him to be on 17 goal contributions and the last 3 or 4 games look better for him. I've always said in Garnacho, frustrates me. But there's definitely a good player. There's good fundamentals. He's raw. He's got room to improve. And I think with Garnacho, again, confidence is key. So the goal with Garnacho is absolutely key. I thought Xerxes was really good when he came on. I think Xerxes has been class for so many games now. So technically good on the ball. Bertha top vibes. Collyer super tidy. The running power, the athleticism, but did well in the duels. Did well with his head. Was great to see. And look, the win versus Sociedad, the draw that we deserved to win versus Arsenal, the win versus Ipswich, momentum building, Leicester personalities just stunk that game, to be honest. But things are going up. And I saw this tweet here from United People's TV. This is the first time I can remember in a good while that United have won a game comfortably and just held their oppositions at arm's length without breaking any sweat at any point. Really good win. It was nice that even though we were 1-0 up and Onana had to make saves, De Ligt had to make blocks at 1-2 up, I just felt like we were going to win the game. And that was quite nice. Even with, I'm not like shitting myself that we're 1-0 up. I felt confident that we were going to win the game, which is nice to see. And I wanted to talk about Ruben Amorim. I think the title of this video could be The Truth About Ruben Amorim, because I'm starting to feel confident. I had a few criticisms of Ruben Amorim a couple of months ago where I was like, he's not adapting. I was like, I'm all for, keeping your formation and doing what you want to do, but he needs to adapt. But Ruben Amorim's really starting to adapt with the injuries, in the sense of he adapted to make sure that we can use Casemiro more for his technical qualities and defensive qualities rather than him cover large spaces. He makes little tweaks to the system, like moving Garnacho onto the right instead of the left, playing Xerxes as a 10 instead of a striker. He's making those little tweaks, and you can see Yoro improving, and you can see it now. They've had time in training with Amorim, the improvement in De Ligt, the improvement in Yoro, and there's been a lot of players out injured, and he's lost Rashford and he's lost Anthony, but we're slowly seeing the improvement. And I think one thing I've noticed is when the intensity is there, we're a lot better. And some games we haven't shown up with the intensity, but then we bring the intensity and we look a lot better. But we're seeing improvement. We're seeing the signs. We're seeing players growing. And I look at Ruben Amorim and I think he gets a few key players back from injury and he gets a good window. I'm talking top striker, another number 10, another wing back, another centre back, another player to progress the ball in the pivot, because we need that depth. Ruben Amorim could get it right. What he did at Sporting was he took over Sporting. It wasn't easy at first. Sporting were poor. he had a summer transfer window, got a few key signings, and he won the league. He's not going to do that at United because the Premier League is different to the Portuguese league. But you never know. We could be in a position next year where we come third or fourth. Like, we really could. Probably fourth. But there's positive signs there, and I'm really starting to see something about Ruben Amorim. I just wanted to tweet this. Bruno Fernandes getting 30 goal contributions this season while playing as a deep midfielder for 13th place Man United is a joke. The man isn't normal. I mean, he's now got 31 goal contributions because I tweeted this after the double assist. Although if that gets ruled out, it's 30. Absolutely ridiculous numbers. It's absolutely ridiculous what Bruno's done. Incredible. I can't get my mind over how good he is, and I hope he doesn't leave. As you can see, his game numbers here. Not just the goals and assists. 6 tackles won, 6 chances created, 75 total touches, 2 clearances. I mean, there was times where he was dropping deep to help him build up as a centre-back. He was doing a lot today. Unbelievable. And then I saw this from H and I thought it was spot on. Proper impressed with how comfortable Amass looked. Do have concerns physically, but technically he's phenomenal. Looks to have that composure and trust in his own game already, which is a brilliant sign. Takes care of every cast. Hope to see him more. It was nice to have that left footer on. I thought he was very good on the ball. There's definitely in certain games where you wouldn't play Amass because he could get physically overrun. But I think technically on the ball, progressing the ball, and as a wing back, he's got more technical responsibility than physical. I really like this, what I saw from Amass, and I hope Ruben Amorim gives him another chance. I thought he took his chance well. Guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. See you next time. Bye.